the the like note taking, not really note taking, but it's more like journal prompts.
Mm.
We could give like preset journal prompts, and maybe there's like a drop down. I'm thinking like a forum that's only for the individual, or maybe it's global as well, where you have the choice to make it so that the individuals either writing it for themselves or they're sharing it with the group, but that I could have a bunch of different journal prompts preset, and that I could tell them, okay, go do this one or whatever. Or that it's just like a, and I'm thinking about myself too, selfishly. I'd like to use UpCoach ideally, at the end of the day, review my day, and there's a bunch of questions that I just answer every day, or my weekly review, or a quarterly review or whatever, and that I've already got those journal prompts. Or if I'm feeling stuck and there's a bunch of questions that I want to preset for that. And that way, either they're pre-assigned to a particular like moment, or I just tell them, okay, drop this one down and use that for this occasion. I think that would be really, really awesome.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. And we actually started doing that 4 weeks ago and failed miserably 2 weeks ago at that, because I think it's kind of an automated check-in, right? You have a question that you want to ask your clients or yourself for a specific interval, right? Every day, at night, morning, every weekend, or every beginning of every month, and etc. So we started doing that, and when we started thinking about the feature set around that job, we thought that, it's not just about answering those questions, but also getting reactions or getting a reaction for your answers from your coach, right? So then we started, okay, we don't want to carry all these reaction and communication to an outside platform. We wanted to do it inside the UpCoach. And then we came up with this idea, okay, let's utilize the forum blog for that. So we started creating an app which, based on your needs, publishes a post on the forum. All right. And since forums have reactions and comments, it made sense. But then some other features and requirements starting popping up, and then it became too hacky. So that's why we hit the pause button on that and started working on something. But I would love to dig deeper into that idea, because I completely agree with you. It's also fits really well into UpCoach's process and the ecosystem. So maybe next time we can do a better job at that.
So does that get just kind of put on the back burner for 6 months, or whoever knows? Like, what is how do you see that playing out?
Yeah. So, all right. So this is a little bit about also why we are doing these calls, why we are doing building blocks call every 2 weeks. So the main goal is not to build lots of blocks ourselves on the platform. The goal is to build a really great developer ecosystem and experience that will allow third-party developers to build whatever they need or they are asked to on UpCoach platform. But in order to do that, we decided in order to do that, we basically needed some experience, right? Like so we start coming up with some ideas. Let's do this, and then while developing those blocks, we will figure out what are the requirements are for a great developer experience, what are the missing features, and etc. And we will improve those things. So the main goal is, again, building that developer ecosystem, all the SDKs, APIs, documentation, tutorials, getting started guides, and etc. But then we also thought that, hey, instead of we ourselves coming up with those ideas, maybe we can ask the community too, and this building blocks call started with this thought in the beginning. So there is no very well-defined schedule regarding what blocks we are going to build, because that's not the end goal. It's a side effect. We have some goals and schedules regarding the building the developer ecosystem, developer portal, all that documentation. So I can't give you an exact order or time for which block we are going to implement when. So it's all about like how much we get excited about which idea, basically.
So would you see like the group check-in / kind of prompts as something that's going to get pushed over into more of like your long-term development package? Because like there's the 2-week blocks, and then there's the like you guys are developing right now. I think you're on like automations and reporting or something.
The core product team is right now working on some task improvements, also reporting, and also a few other things that I don't want to give away right now. But yeah, the core team is working on the product. But again, me and David mostly, we are spending our time on building these blocks and improve the development experience. But right now, for example, we started working on a wiki block, a documentation block, where you can create collections and write articles inside those collections. And then you can share those collections in your programs with a blog. And it's still in progress. I will show you a few screens today. And also, I will also mention about some new improvements in order to, for example, build this documentation block. We needed to have a full screen document view, article view, right? Because it doesn't always make sense to see all these articles inside the block, inside the program. Maybe you want to click on it and then read full screen, and also even share the links with your clients, links to those articles. So then we came up with this idea, then let's bring the full screen block functionality to apps. And we started working on that. And not only that, recently we introduced search on programs. You can search for forum posts, courses, lessons, etc. So if we are developing a documentation app, then it makes total sense to have those articles also listed inside search, right? I should be able to search inside those articles. So now we have another extendability option, AppCoach, which is custom apps injecting search results basically into the core. And actually, let me share my screen. I prepared. Yeah. So you see, I already mentioned about this full page views for apps, and then search extensions for apps. We are discovering this right now. And I will talk about this in a bit, but also Teams feature. Right now, we have a developer portal application where you can sign up as a developer and start creating apps, and you can create blogs inside those apps. So we want to introduce developer teams functionality. So it's not just for single developers, but teams of developers can also work on the same apps too. And then we have some draft documentation, and we already have open sourced a library, a package for PHP Laravel framework, which basically makes it very easy to get started developing the application, but there's no documentation yet. So we want to build this also documentation side and start talking about these things, what we are doing in what we have so far, all those API endpoints, app-specific API points also. And then thinking about how we can connect the dots on the UpCoach core. Like, for example, here, so this documentation app, Wiki app, introduces 2 blocks. This is still in development, so there are no icons, etc. But there are 2 blocks: article listing and article detail blocks. All right. So article listing block allows you to attach any collection you created in your organization to this block. And when you attach those collections become browsable by your clients, and they can see the documents under those collections and etc. And this basically allows you to share content between your programs. So if you have multiple one-on-one programs, you can share the same article collections with those between those programs. So if you update them, it will be updated on all of your programs, basically. So you can create new collections, you can create new articles, you can change collection settings and etc. So this is it. And then the article detail, which is basically you choose an article and then it gets embedded into your program. Basically, you share a single article with your program, all the members of your program. You can do something similar with the already existing text block, but the difference is if you embed the same article in many programs, and if you update the article, then it will get updated everywhere, basically. So that's a side benefit. So we are right now working on this Wiki app, and the current task is what happens if you click on an article you want to view full screen. So we already have a design for full screen content on our core app. This is, for example, agenda view. And if you click on an agenda view agenda button, you see you have the program link, back to program link, your agenda's title, and the usual navigation items here. So we will be doing the same for the custom apps too. So custom apps will be able to embed any content here in the gray area, but the content will still live inside UpCoach. So you will be able to share articles with your clients, direct links to articles or direct links to collections. This is another step. And also, where is it? Yeah, the search. So if you, for example, this search I made on Learn Our Community, maybe some content from those articles that you wrote can also appear here as a search result. So we will also work on that too. And then, of course, explain how it works and etc. in the developer portal. So yeah, and while at the same time we are working on this Wiki application, we also, so far we released 2 apps, Wheel of Life app and Lifeline app, but we want to polish them. And because we added some new improvements to the way of the way of the apps are built, we want to implement those new improvements. And also we have some feature ideas, improvement ideas on those 2 blocks, so because they are very popular, especially Wheel of Life block is very popular. And yeah. So any questions so far? No.
I mean, I had a question about the Wheel of Life, but I don't know if you're
Yeah,
gonna go more.
Go ahead.
So I was wondering, well, first of all, I think there's a little bug in it, like when you're actually, I think, in the program and you click on it to edit it, when you're actually in the program, it like opens up a pop-up to edit, like the other ones, the little wheel or whatever. But it doesn't actually, for me, I just get an empty kind of pop-up. I think it's the wheel up in the corner there.
This one, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's not Wheel of Life specific thing. It's so you see this Wheel of Life in Lifeline and the Wiki app that I showed you. All these blocks are custom blocks. And right now, as you mentioned, there is a bug. When you click on the gear icons on custom blocks, you see this empty settings model, which is actually, you see here we have on our agenda, the building blocks call agenda, we have some dev ecosystem roadmap here. So you see there's an item which is called block settings embed. Right now, since we don't have this block settings embed functionality, these custom blocks have to implement their own setting screens inside the blocks, okay? But we are going, this is not the preferred way of doing things. We don't want to do it this way. So these settings will be displayed here once we introduce this block settings embed functionality, which is on our roadmap. So yeah, we are aware of that because for the core blocks, it works real nice. But for the custom blocks, it doesn't work right now. Maybe we should have wrote something there. I don't know, not sure, but yeah.
It's fine. I mean, I just
yeah,
noticed it.
So
the other part,
all these custom block settings can be managed from the links inside the blocks themselves. All right.
okay. The other thing I was wondering with regard to the Wheel of Life is it possible down the road that you could have your client actually write out the titles? And I forgot when it was when I was working on my program development. I was like, oh, it'd be really neat if I had it so the client could actually choose like the 5 things that are most important to them or whatever the scenario would be. So they're actually doing something that's kind of tailored to their own specific reality.
That's interesting. That's really interesting. Yeah, I think we can do that. So the most wanted feature for Wheel of Life so far is to so for each category, people want to create a questionnaire. So the score of the category is calculated from the average of answers to those questions inside the category. That's for sure coming. That's because it's really popular. And maybe in the meantime, we can do something about, but let me think about this a little bit because it's a little bit tricky. So you mean they want to rename these categories from inside the block from here?
Yeah.
Basically, they want to create their own wheels instead of from admin area. They want to create it from here.
Yeah, and I can't remember specifically how I hadn't imagined it, but I was like, oh, it'd be really neat if like this was unique to their own needs or whatever. Yeah, because then it gives you also the ability to go kind of do a deep dive on, again, something very specific to them. Like, what are they really trying to get out versus me kind of imposing this on them? I mean, there's a place for both, I think. Like I have a input questionnaire, which I'd love to be able to drop this Wheel of Life into the what do you call it, the smart doc at the end.
Smart docs, yeah, that's also another topic. Everyone is asking like whether if they can embed Wheel of Lives in smart documents and also course lessons. Maybe at the end of the lesson, they want their clients to submit their Wheel of Lives. So yeah, that's also definitely coming. We don't want to limit these custom blocks only to programs. We want it to be everywhere, not just the client-facing part, like agendas, smart documents, programs, courses, and lessons. Also on the admin area, on the client profile page. For example, these the submissions for Wheel of Life, you should be able to see them right below, right on the client profile page. Yeah, that's also will come, but a little bit later.
Yeah, no, I love it. I love the direction everything's going in. I'll
Yeah,
shut up now.
basically, we know that even though it seems like there are very well-known common practices for coaching, we are also aware that there are really subtle differences between the way coaches deliver their own content to their clients. And we definitely want to be sure that on UpCoach, everyone can create their own dream coaching program. So with all these custom apps, it's going to be possible, basically.
That's awesome. Thanks so much.
Yeah.
Hey, Mert, I
Yes.
just want to ask, is the Wheel of Life available for everybody? Because I haven't played with it, but I haven't found it either. So
Yeah, that's people can find the installation links for these custom apps. We basically share these installation links on our under the building blocks category, and I believe in these posts you can find the installation links. Okay, but this is also something that we are working on. We are thinking about an iterative way of introducing a marketplace. We are developing all these apps and etc. And we want to have an app gallery or something like that. And we even thought about like, hey, maybe we can develop a custom app which act like as an app gallery on its own, and we can use that block inside the Learn community, so people can basically, everyone can access to it. So yeah, we will definitely make it easier to get access to those installation links.
okay. Can I ask another question? Or
of course.
Okay. Again, it's just probably something nice to have, but maybe not necessary. But the way that I'm using this system and the way that I see it, no client can actually update a block. Like they can't put text in a block or something like that.
No.
And the reason, okay. And is that something that might happen or not?
What do you have in your mind?
Well, for my clients, what we have is I have their vision, and that's front and center. So that's right at the top of the page. So they see the block, and then oftentimes they'll say to me, I can't enter anything there. And I say, yes, I know. You have to give it to me and put it in for you, right? So again, it's not like a big deal, but I think they would love to be able to put it in there. And then as we're starting, sometimes they modify it a little bit in the first few weeks, and then after that, they just leave it. So, but they're vision statements. There's like at least 3 because it's business, health, and relationships. So, anyway.
So yeah, I have 2 ideas about that. The first one is using a smart document, but you can't embed a smart document into a program directly. They have to find it in the smart docs block. So if you create a vision smart document, vision mission smart document with a template, and if you assign that document to your client, they will be able to basically type into it, and they can't change the template of the structure of the document, but they can basically fill in the blanks inside the document. So that may have, but you can't show the contents of a smart document embedded right inside the program. So not sure if it's going to fit your needs.
No, because that's the thing that's at the top of the page. It's how we start all our meetings, and so anyway, I'll just, for now they have to give it to me, and then I put it in there. That's the way.
Yes, and you can use agendas. So inside agendas, you can create a project or something like that, and they can edit the contents of it. It's a little bit hacky, but also the third option is you can wait for us to release this wiki app, which because you can embed an article into a program and let them edit it.
Okay.
So that may work for you, maybe.
Okay. Yeah, I'm asking because it's come up a couple times, and but the way I've been handling it is
It's an interesting, actually, it's an interesting request because you basically want your clients to change the content of your program, basically.
No, that's their vision statements. It's theirs. They own it, right? So it's not the program, it's their vision statements for what they want to accomplish while being coached. So that's the purpose of it.
Then you can use a Google document embed. So we should have an help article about that, actually. No, I can't find it. But there's a way to embed Google Documents inside your programs by using the HTML block. Okay. So if you do that, you create a Vision Google document for your clients. You embed it inside your program and it becomes editable. And your client, when they log into AppCoach, just right inside the program, they can see their Vision document editable right inside the program.
Okay, and they can edit it right inside.
Yes, exactly. And please ping Brock from the customer support chat, and he can give you instructions on how to do that. Okay.
Sure. Okay. All right. That seems like that will work as long as it just lives there and they can edit it.
Yes.
And,
yes.
That's the whole idea. I don't want to be managing it for them, honestly, because I just want them to do it. And if they want to change it, go ahead and change it. Like,
makes sense.
I become their admin after a while. So,
yeah.
Mer, is there still the I know Todd had talked about this before you guys launched the new UI. Had talked about like in the future, there were plans of having a space for the client, like almost like their own page.
Yes.
Is that still coming down the pike?
Yes.
Because that would be a place where like you get to embed things that are like unique to each client and they can work on it.
It's like, don't tell anyone that I'm telling this to you, okay? Between us. Well, it's popping up also internally. We ourselves use AppCoach to manage like most everything. So we have many programs, we have many organizations and etc. And it would be awesome to, as a client, it would be awesome to see everything just in one place, like a gateway to all the programs that I have with you as a coach, right? So that's definitely going to happen, but I can't say, give any estimates. What you can do is you can join our monthly product call, where we discuss the core product openly with everyone. So please bring this to the table, push for it, and see where this goes, okay?
Yeah, I think, I love it. And I think there's so much potential there, because if they're going to a place where they feel like this is my little corner where I grow, and I have a dashboard with like my KPIs of like my habits and my tasks, and I know I'm moving forward, and my vision statement and my 5-year plan, like I want to go back because that's where I'm growing, and that gets people back in the door.
Yes, completely agree. And we have a glimpse of that feature, like here in the tasks and events icon at the right top right corner. If you click on it, you will see all the tasks from all the programs that you're a member of, and also you will see all the events that are scheduled from all the programs you're a member of for this organization. So it's kind of there, but yes, like in the very first version of UpCoach, we had this My Stuff page, where it was basically just like you described, your all upcoming events, your all smart documents, your all Drive files, all programs, all listed in one page. And then it was a gateway, basically acting like a gateway. And then you click from there, and then you were going. Then we removed it, but we are going to bring it back.
I love it.
Yeah. So, this we talked, I showed the wiki app, we'll pay Wheel of Life. Yeah, for Wheel of Life, again, we are going to bring category questions, let's say, category questions, and maybe a fuel gauge for those categories, something like that. We're still thinking about it. And then for Lifeline, block needs some polish and improvements too. I'm not sure if it's going to get a new feature, but definitely it will receive improvements. And we will continue developing this wiki hub, and then we will introduce themes to the developer portal. Right now, only a few people know the developer portal, and we are polishing it. It's already have lots of features in there, but it needs some polish before announced. And yeah, especially we need more documentation, some tutorials for developers, and more thinking about these connecting the dots. I really like to give an example about you know, this Wheel of Life being embedded into courses, but you also seeing your clients' Wheel of Life entries, historical entries on their profile. In the wiki app, maybe you have an SOP document which has a button, an action button. When once clicked, it creates a task for you from a task template. In you know, like those kind of things, everything getting together, basically. This we are always brainstorming about, thinking about. So lots of things to do, lots of excitement around all these topics. We'll get there one by one, step by step. So yeah, that's all my update for this call. I can, if you have any more questions, we can talk. No? All right then. Anya, do you have anything to share and topics?
Nope, all good.
And, all right, then let's call it a day. Thank you for joining in.
Thank you.
Participating. Really appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
See you
Thanks,
all.
Greg.
Take
Bye
care.
bye.
Bye for now.